Hi guys, in this video we're going to make a Super Mario cake topper, and I'm going to make him coming out of a little tube or pipe. So I've got some green modelling paste. I'm going to cut out a small circle for the base of it, and then I'm cutting out a long thin strip that we're going to wrap around the circle. So I've kept it quite thick so it stays fairly rigid. This is a bit longer than I need, so I just need to cut it down to about there. Now I'm trying to do it around the circle, but it's sticking a little bit, so if you can do it without the circle cutter in there, that's fine. And I'm going to cut another strip. This one's slightly fatter, so I've not rolled it as thin, but I've cut it so it looks narrower. You should be able to see from the top it's a bit thicker. So I've just stuck that on the top, so from the side it looks like a green plant pot. And then I'm just going to put in a little piece of red for the body, and I'm just going to work out roughly where I want his little dungarees to come to. It's just a bit of a kind of oval egg shape. Just make sure it's small enough that it fits in the green tube. And then we're just going to cut a piece of blue for his overalls. We're just going to push that onto the front. And then we want some thin strips for the straps. Now I'm not too worried about it being neat at the bottom because it's all going to be hidden under the tube, so we're not going to see that. And then we want a sausage shape of red for the arm. So this is all modelling paste that I'm using. Just going to pull off the little bottom bit because the bottom of his hand's hidden, or his hand I should say is hidden within the tube, and just a ball of yellow at the end of each strap of his dungaree. Now I'm going to put a small ball on for his neck. I don't really see his neck too much, but it's just going to stop the head sinking too far into the body. And we've got a ball of pale skin tone. Again, this is a modelling paste, this one. So I've pushed in from about halfway up, making the top of the head a little bit narrower than the bottom, so it'll stick out kind of where his cheeks are. And I'm just going to put a little mark in where I think his mouth's going to come to. And I'm going to press just underneath so it looks like he's got a bottom lip. Now his moustache will probably cover quite a bit of this, but it just gives me an idea of where things sit on the face. I want an oval for the nose. Now he's got quite a big nose. I'm not sure yet if this oval's going to be too big or not. We'll look later on. And 2 ovals indented for the eye sockets. Then I'm going to put 2 pieces of oval in white pushed into those eye sockets. One's a bit bigger than the other, so I'll just even them out. And now I'm going to do the moustache. I'm going to use that small circle cutter that we used earlier. So it's got like a fluted curved edge. That's going to be the bottom of the moustache. And I'm going to use the other end, the straight edge, to kind of cut a bit of a crescent shape. Now I've used some modelling chocolate for the moustache that I'd left, but you can still use just modelling paste. And I'm going to push that on so it just meets with the mouth height-wise, and curve it around so it sticks up slightly on either side. And then we're going to work on his eyes before we stick the nose on. So I want 2 discs of blue. Now they're going to be a little bit wide, so I'm moving my circle cutter over to one side, just trimming a little bit off the edge so they become more like oval shapes. And I'm going to stick them into each eye. So you can use a bit of water to stick them in place. And then it's an oval shaped cutter that I've got here that I'm using for the black. So we've rolled the black nice and thin and just a small oval. So I've used my plunger cutter and just push in towards the middle. So he looks a bit cross-eyed at the moment. Then let's stick his nose on just at the top of his moustache. And we want a tiny ball of white in each eye. Just press that down firmly so we know the whites have stuck. And then we're just going to roll a tiny little piece for each eyebrow. Get a nice curve on the eyebrow. I've put a cocktail stick in through the body to hold his head in place, but if you prefer you can swap the cocktail stick for a piece of spaghetti. Then it's fully edible if you use the spaghetti instead. And that's dried spaghetti, not cooked spaghetti. And then we're going to put a piece of brown. Mine's modelling chocolate, but remember you can just use ordinary modelling paste. And I'm going to push it around the back of his head. Don't worry about the top being bald at the moment. And I've got an oval of the pale skin colour that we're going to push on each side of the head. I'm just using my balling tool to press it on. Do the same on the other side. And then we're going to cut a little bit off the top of his head. So this is so his hat sits on a nice flat surface. It's harder to curve their hat around a head. Now I'm just going to work on his other arm before we stick his hat on. So just a small sausage shape. I've cut a little bit off either end I am going to push this in with a cocktail stick. Again, you can swap this for spaghetti. So if you're going to eat this one, you would have to remove the cocktail sticks. So it's really important that you let whoever's receiving this know that there's cocktail sticks in there. So the edge of his cap is just a piece of red that we've squashed, and we've kind of cut an oval or curve with our circle cutter off. I'm going to push that against his forehead, and then the rest of the hat is a ball that's kind of squashed, but squashed more to one side, so it leaves us with a little wedge shape. I'm going to roll some white nice and thin, and we're going to cut a disc of white. Now I cut a circle and then I stretched it into an oval once it was in place. I'm going to take a ball of white modelling paste for his hand. We're going to cut a little triangle out to create a thumb. Just going to try and fold it over that way around. Just want a smaller ball squished onto the cocktail stick at the end of his arm, and then we're going to push on this sort of fist shape. It looks almost like a boxing glove that we've made, and then once that's on, I'm going to push in some indentations so it looks more like individual fingers. Then I'm going to try and carefully cut out a letter M using my craft knife from the front. And let's make him a quick little star, just in yellow modelling paste, because it's nice and simple this. So it's just plain yellow with a little miniature sausage shape in black, with a tiny ball of white at the top of each of the blacks for the eyes. And there he is, all finished. So this one didn't take too long, and you can make a little mushroom to go with it if you like. If you enjoy our videos and you'd like to vote for us in the Cake Masters Awards, you can find a link in the description box below if you'd like to vote. Thank you for all your support. If you like the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment below. You can see more of my tutorials by clicking on the images on screen now. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button to stay up to date with my future tutorials. There are also links in the description box below where you can find me on Facebook, Instagram and more.